ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी।
Hare Krishna. Is anyone able to hear anything?
No, Prabhu is not ready for you.
No.
There must be some problem from Prabhu's end. So let's just wait and see.
Hare Krishna. I am back. So, problem with technology. Are you able to hear me now? Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Sorry, sometimes it keeps happening in between interruptions. So basically today we'll be discussing on this topic of, see, there are 4 platforms of worship. No? If you remember, I had told once: fear, desire, duty, and love. So people come to God because of different reasons. Some people come out of fear. भगवान से डर के आते हैं. And can you tell me why people fear God sometimes? Why do they fear, or who fears? Yes. भगवान से कुछ लोग डरते हैं ना. Why they fear?
Maybe because the things which we hear from our parents or ancestors, that if you will do some sinful activities, God will punish you. That kind of things.
Yeah, correct. So in my childhood, I used to hear my grandmother, "Hey, if you do this, God will come and cut your nose." Or na cut jayega. And you'll get scared. Oh, my nose is very dear to me. Nobody should cut it. Right? So we get scared. Or she will say, "Don't go there. Somebody will come and kidnap you if you do these activities. If you go there." So they'll scare us. So by scaring us, they're trying to protect us from doing wrong activities. Right? So in that way, they are helping us. So Prashant is raising hand. You want to share something?
Prabhuji, it is sometimes it is because of guilt consciousness also, because you end up doing something wrong and then you repent, and sometimes it feels like God will punish you for that.
Yeah, correct. So the guilt consciousness is also there. So that guilt also gives us fear. We fear it. When you do something wrong, then we get guilt, and that guilt is given by God only. Because God is telling not to do. When you read Gita, He's telling don't steal, don't harm others, be vegetarian or be kind to others. All the things are there. Adveshta, Sarvabhutanam, Maitraha, Karuna, Evacha, Nirankara, Kshami. And there are many qualities mentioned of a devotee. And if we go against that, then the guilt troubles us. Oh, you should not have done like this. You should have done like that. So that guilt gives rise to fear, and we go to God. Oh Lord, I made a mistake. Please forgive me. Right. So that's why some people come to God out of fear, mainly fear of punishment. So that's the main cause. So, but at least they are coming to God. So they are better than atheist, isn't it? So these people are better than atheists. So let me see if I have that PPT. No, maybe I'll show sometime later. So at least they're better than atheists, and they are believing God. Now, when the person crosses the stage of fear, he comes to the stage of desire. So he wants something from Lord. So then he goes to God and asks, "Oh Lord, I know you're there, you're existing. Can you give me some money? Can you give me some building? Can you give me a car? Can you give me good marks? Can you give me a good job?" So this is what he's asking from Lord. So that is desire. So one is better than fear, but the desire, the problem is desires are never ending. We keep on increasing and increasing. So that's why it is not satisfying to the heart. So that is called as desire, ichha. Pehla dar, second one ichha, and third level is duty. So another problem of desire is God also gets frustrated. Every time he comes, he asks for something, and he never brings anything, and he never doesn't love me. He wants things from me, but he doesn't love me. So Lord is also not so happy with them, right? And then the platform of duty, a person, he is so grateful to the Lord, he wants to do some service to the Lord. So at least that's better than fear and desire. So which is called as kartavya buddhi, dutifulness. But the problem with dutifulness is over a period of time it will become burden. Because somebody takes a lot of responsibilities or duties. After some time, initially it appears very nice, but later on it appears like a burden. It becomes heavy, and we cannot maintain it. So just living on the platform of duty may not sustain us. So we have to come to the platform of love. So that platform of love is truly satisfying, where we don't want anything from Lord, but we just want to please Lord and give service to the Lord. So that is the aspiration of a devotee, and in that stage one can find true fulfillment and satisfaction. So in that regard, I wanted to show the story of Krishna and Sudama. Right? All of you must have seen this story. So I'll play this story for about 15 minutes. All of you can watch attentively. And after watching this story of Krishna and Sudama, I want you to share some points where you see this element of love between Krishna and Sudama, and you can tell some details of what happened in that episode. There are many instances you will see in this video where there is selfless love being exchanged between Krishna and Sudama. So each one of you can share one point from this story. So are you ready? Shall I start playing? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So I will share the screen. Where it is. Please let me know if you are able to hear the audio and video.
Ancient India lived kings kings and queens, handsome princes and beautiful princesses, powerful gods and wicked demons, monsters and rakshasas. To meet the kings and queens of the land and play with the prince and princess. Let's marvel at the awful gods and hear about the Rakshasas. Let's take a trip and sit on a ship and go to the land of long, long ago. This is the story of Krishna and Sudama. Krishna and Sudama studied under the same guru. They spent many years together. During those years, they played together, ate together, studied together. They even played pranks on the other children and hermits in the ashram. Krishna and Sudama were inseparable. But as all things, good or bad, come to an end, the day came when their education was complete. I'm going to miss you, Krishna. So am I, Sudama. Do you think we will meet again in the near future? I don't know where my fate will take me, but I will never forget our friendship, said Sudama. Nor will I, Sudama. There will not be a day that I will not think of you and miss you. And thus, the two friends bid a tearful farewell to each other. Many years passed. Both Krishna and Sudama were leading their lives in their own way. Krishna became king of Dwarka. He was a good and just king. His subjects loved him, and there was prosperity in his kingdom. But Sudama's fate did not treat him well enough. Though he was a learned and wise Brahmin, he was extremely poor. Krishna married Rukmini, princess of Vidarbha, and lived in a grand palace. He wore rich clothes and ornaments. His palace was made of marble, and he slept on golden beds. He held feasts every day and ate the best of foods. Sudama, on the other hand, married a poor Brahmin girl and lived in a small wooden hut. He wore torn and tattered clothes and slept on the floor. Feasts were a distant dream. Sudama was lucky if he ate 2 meals a day. Sudama had 2 children. Many a time, Sudama and his wife would go without food so as to feed their hungry children. Sudama would tell stories about his childhood with Krishna to his wife and children. You know, Krishna was very naughty as a child. He would always get into trouble. But once he was caught, he would make such an innocent face that the person would forget everything and let him go scot-free. Krishna was also very brave and valiant. He once killed a huge 100-headed snake called Kalia, who had made everybody's life miserable in Gokul. Nothing is impossible when it comes to Krishna. He can perform miracles, he would say. As the days passed, Sudama's condition worsened. It was becoming difficult for him to get food even for his children. At times, even the children had to go without food. Sudama and his wife would fill the stomachs of their hungry children with water and put them to sleep. Oh my Lord, You must do something. I cannot see the children starve anymore, said Sudama's wife one day. But what shall I do? I'm trying my best to earn food, but of no avail. Why don't you go to Krishna? I have heard that he is a very generous king and he never turns away anybody who seeks his help. Besides, you are his best friend. Sudama was unsure. He had many doubts in his mind. He was so poor and his clothes were tattered. What if the palace guards did not allow him to see Krishna? What if Krishna did not recognize him? After all, so many years had passed. Besides, he was feeling ashamed to approach Krishna for help. But his wife was so desperate that she prodded him. Why don't you just visit him? Meet him if you can, for the sake of our children. Please, my lord, even if he does not recognize you or help you, at least we will have tried. Sudama knew he owed it to his wife and children. He decided to put aside all his doubts and go to Dwarka. He would try to seek an audience with Krishna for the sake of his children. The next day, he put on his least torn clothes and prepared to leave for Dwarka. My lord, Krishna may be king, but you are his childhood friend. Don't you think you should take something for him as a present? Asked his wife. But what do I have that I can take for somebody like Krishna? He must be used to eating the best food, wearing the best clothes. What can I possibly take that will satisfy him? Said Sudama. His wife was persistent. Whatever it is, you certainly should not meet him empty-handed. I will make some flattened rice. Take it with you. I remember you telling me Krishna loved flattened rice when he was a child. Thus, Sudama's wife took out the last bit of rice that they had in the house, cooked it with utmost care, and gave it to Sudama. Sudama wrapped it up in the best piece of cloth he had and set off on his journey.
Is it clear? Are you able to hear properly?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, I'll continue then.
He walked for many days. He would walk from morning to dusk, rest under a tree for the night, and start walking again the next day. Due to the strains of the journey, he looked tired and frail. His clothes tore further. By the time he reached Dwarka, he was exhausted and looked absolutely tattered. As he entered the city, Sudama was filled with awe. Looking around, he saw beautiful mansions, people wearing rich clothes, shops laden with goods of all kinds. People were laughing and talking everywhere. The city was a picture of prosperity and contentment. Seeing all this only made Sudama more painfully aware of his torn clothes, dirty and unwashed body, and sore feet. Fearfully, he approached the palace gates. Who goes there and what do you want? One of the guards stopped him. I want to meet Krishna. My name is Sudama. I am Krishna's childhood friend, stammered Sudama fearfully. Please wait here a moment. I will return shortly, the guard said as he disappeared behind the huge palace gates. Sudama's mind was filled with anxious thoughts as he waited for the guard to return. Soon he heard the sound of running feet. Sudama was terrified. The guards must have called other guards to arrest me for calling the great king my friend. Oh, what will I do now? He thought fearfully. The next moment, the gates burst open. And to Sudama's astonishment, he saw Krishna rushing towards him. He was followed by Rukmini and all his courtiers. Krishna ran to him, threw his arms around him, and hugged him in a tight embrace. "Oh, Sudama, how much I have missed you! Where have you been for so many years?" Krishna started talking excitedly to Sudama. Sudama was dumbstruck. He could not say a word. His eyes filled with tears at the way Krishna had received him. But Krishna would not stop talking. He was very excited. "Do you remember our days at the Gurukul? Oh, what beautiful days we spent there. And do you remember the way we sneaked off into the forest?" He went on and on. "Rukmini, do you know who this is?" Krishna's wife Rukmini answered. "Yes, my lord. You've spoken about your friend 1,000 times. You also used to say that he will surely come to visit you someday. My lord, your friend must be tired. Why don't we take him inside and let him rest a while? You can talk to him all you want after that." "Oh yes, please, come in, Sudama. I was so excited to see you that I totally forgot about anything else," said Krishna. Krishna and Rukmini took Sudama inside. Sudama was amazed with the grandeur of the palace. "Come, my friend, you must be tired after your journey. Let me wash your tired feet for you." Krishna washed Sudama's tired and sore feet in a golden basin filled with perfumed water. All the courtiers were filled with amazement and respect for their king. "What exemplary friendship! The king is washing the feet of a poor Brahmin. Long live Krishna," they whispered to each other. In the meanwhile, Rukmini arranged for the best food in the palace to be served to Sudama. All this while, Sudama had not uttered a word. He was overwhelmed by the way he was received. Suddenly, Krishna looked at the little cloth parcel tied to Sudama's waist and said, "What have you got there? Is that something for me? I am sure you have brought a present for me. Give it to me, Sudama." No, it is nothing. It's just something," stuttered Sudama. He was too ashamed to give Krishna his humble gift of flattened rice. But Krishna did not give him a chance to hesitate. He grabbed the cloth pouch and opened it. "Oh, Sudama, you remember that I love flattened rice. How tasty it looks." As Rukmini watched lovingly, Krishna took a handful and put it in his mouth. "Excellent! This is the tastiest food I have ever eaten." He ate 2 mouthfuls. As he was about to eat his 3rd mouthful, he gently stopped him. "I think that should be more than enough. Won't you let me taste some?" Krishna smiled and gave Rukmini the last mouthful. As Sudama sat and watched Krishna eat his humble offering, his happiness knew no bounds. He had never imagined that Krishna would be so happy to eat his simple offering. Krishna and Sudama talked all day. It was the happiest day of Sudama's life. He was so happy to be with Krishna that he forgot all about why he had come here. Even as it was time to leave, Sudama did not want to tell Krishna the reason behind his visit. "He has given me so much love and respect. How can I ask him for anything more than that?" he thought, as he decided not to say anything to Krishna. After spending a few glorious days with Krishna and Rukmini, Sudama decided it was time for him to go home. "My wife and children await me anxiously, Krishna. I must go back to them now." "Go if you must, Sudama, but please visit me again. I will never forget these happy days I have spent with you, he said sadly. As Sudama took his leave, the whole kingdom came to the city gates to see him off. Sudama was overcome with happiness and emotion. Only when he neared his village did he realize that he had not brought back any money or food. He thought of his wife and hungry children and was sad. What will I tell them? They must be waiting for me eagerly, he thought. At least I can tell them that Krishna has not forgotten me and how well he received me. He was lost in thought as he approached his house. Suddenly, he looked up and he was amazed by what he saw. Exactly on the place where his old hut stood was a magnificent palace. It was the most beautiful palace he had ever seen. Oh, I must have lost my way. How unmindful I have become. He was just about to turn away when he saw his wife approaching him from the palace. He was dumbstruck when he saw her. She was wearing rich clothes and gold ornaments. His children were playing about nearby. They looked healthy and happy, and they wore rich and wonderful clothes. Father, father! His children rushed towards him. What has happened? Where did you get these clothes? Where did this palace come from? He asked his wife in astonishment. My lord, when you were away, one day suddenly our old hut changed into this magnificent palace, and these clothes, servants, and food appeared out of nowhere. I thought you had met Krishna and he had given you all this. Slowly it dawned upon Sudama what had happened. He now realized why Krishna had a smile on his face when he ate 2 mouthfuls of flattened rice that he had taken for him. My dear, this is Krishna's miracle. With every mouthful of flattened rice he ate, our house was being blessed with the wealth of the world. Had Rukmini not stopped Krishna from eating the last mouthful, we would have been richer than the god of wealth. That is why the wise Rukmini stopped him from eating the last mouthful. And he told them all what had happened at Dwarka. They were all happy and contented and thanked Krishna from their hearts. Sudama and his family never went hungry again, and there was not a single day when they did not think of Krishna. Sudama and his family lived happily ever after.
So that is a sweet story of Krishna and Sudama meeting in Dwarka. Right? I hope you like that nice animated movie. Right? Did you like it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
All of you know this story, but still, it's so nice. I have seen this hundreds of times whenever we give these sessions. So, but we like to see it again and again. Such is the pastime of Krishna and Sudama. So now I would like all of you to share, maybe in one minute, that what is the most heart-touching thing of loving reciprocation you saw in this story. Yes, so who would like to begin first? Okay, Prashant.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So first, the most heart-touching moment that I observed in this story was when Sudama's wife was insisting Sudama to take something from their house as a present, not go there empty-handed. And despite Sudama being so poor and not so, I mean, like, he was not even able to feed himself and his family. He took something which was readily available, flattened rice, which was very cheap, as well as that was the only food that they had in their house. So that was what
Yeah, correct.
was the most heart-touching moment in the story.
Yeah, correct. So thank you. So Krishna took something, sorry, Sudama took something which was not in their home. Or actually in Bhagavatam it is said that nothing was there in home, but he took it from somebody else. And in this story it is said that the last morsel was remaining. But in any ways, they still took something, although they were themselves in poverty. This shows the etiquette that when you go to meet somebody, carry something and offer it to him in love. So that's the first instance. Very nice. Thank you so much, Prashant, for sharing. Yeah. Who would like to share next?
Spending time with his friend Prabhuji. Krishna and Sudama, they make whatever the time they spend now, that is very valuable and time.
The time they spent in Gurukul.
Yes, Gurukul as well as after
In Dwarka, meeting in Dwarka.
in Dwarka.
Yeah. So what is the highlight of the meeting? What did you like in that meeting?
He didn't tell anything in that meeting. Just he spent his time happy moments with his friend. Just whatever the problems he had, just he didn't tell anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the friendship.
Yeah, correct. Thank you. So they were such deep friends that they were constantly remembering each other. They never forgot. See, Krishna and Sudama is an example of ideal friendship. But the opposite example is Drona and Drupada. Both stayed in Gurukul. Drupada became a king, Drona remained poor Brahmana. But when Drona went to Drupada for help, Drupada refused friendship. He said, friendship is between equals. You are a poor beggar. How can there be friendship between you and me? So he rejected him. So Drona became very angry. And as a revenge, he told Arjuna to capture Drupada alive. And he gave Guru Dakshina. That was the Guru Dakshina which he asked. So that is very highlight of the friendship, that the friendship remained even when they became a king also. Right? When Krishna became king, still he loved Sudama and remembered him. Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing. Yeah, Gunjan is raising a hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Gunjan.
Yes, Prabhuji. So in this story, I seen that Sudama makes friendship with Krishna in his very early age, and he went to Krishna when he has a need, and at that time. So from this we can learn that if we do some activities or Krishna conscious, we are Krishna conscious now or in some other lives, so it will go with us in every life, and it may help at some times. And second point, Prabhuji, is whatever flattened rice Krishna eat, so he blessed his Sudamas very much by eating a piece of flattened rice. So this point revealed that he is very fortunate whose some parts are used in the service of Lord.
Okay. Means if you offer something to in service of Lord, that is the highest use of that item. That's what you're telling. Okay. So when you give something to Krishna, the giver gets benefited, not the receiver. So when you give, you get benefit. So that's a benediction which is being offered here. Yeah. And another point you said was the relationship which you develop with Krishna now, Krishna will never forget. So Sudama developed a relationship with Krishna and Gurukul, but Krishna never forgot. He always had that connection with Sudama. When Sudama came, what a reception it was. Amazing reception. Directly took him to the palace and washed his feet. Yeah. Thank you, Gunjan. Arshav is raising his hand. Want to speak? Arshav Agarwal?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, the most heart-touching moment I felt in the story is the love of Sudama towards Krishna. He didn't have any desire about anything.
Hmm.
the utmost thing he wanted is love towards the Krishna. That
Yeah.
is the most heart-touching moment for me.
He had gone there to ask something from Krishna, ask some help. But when he went there, he didn't ask anything. He just loved Krishna. He just talking about their past and having good times. So this is the speciality of Sudama. He is in the platform of love. Fear, desire, duty, and love. He's come to the level of love where he just wants to give something to. He took something for Krishna, but he didn't ask anything from Krishna. So that is love. Thank you, Arshab, for bringing this point.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very good. Who else would like to speak? Others who would like to speak now can unmute and speak. Jai Chandrasekhar, Sitaram, Rohit, and Vaishali Mataji. You four are remaining. You can share one point. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Rohit, are you able to hear us?
Actually, Prabhuji, all the points means they have all covered. The thing is, the basic thing is the Sudama was poor. His wife and children, he couldn't feed them properly, but his with the insistence of his wife, he tried to approach Krishna. He used to tell all the stories, and he used to convey love and affection towards Krishna, but he was very much fearful. How will I reach out Krishna, whether he will be able to recognize me or not? That was somewhere he was feeling that I'm at the lowest level and Krishna is at the highest level, whether he will recognize me or not. But due to the insistence of wife, and he could be able to reach out to Krishna. While going also, he had n number of thoughts in his mind that whether he is going to accept me or no. So, and when he reached out there, he saw the overwhelm welcome from Krishna. He forgot all the whatever thoughts came in his mind, and he was like he was very much happy at that moment that Krishna recognized me and he remembers me. That was where I felt that that was the moment where means Krishna remembers everybody. You need to reach out to him with your pure love and devotion.
Thank you for sharing in detail that first time. Actually, if you take one step towards Krishna, Krishna will take 100 steps towards you. That's a statement which I've heard. Right? Just take one step towards Krishna and Krishna will come running and he'll take you. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji. Gunjan wants to share something. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, one more point, Prabhuji.
Uh,
Yes, Prabhuji, we see here that Krishna were talking about Sudama to his wife, that he has a friends there. So Prabhuji, this point maybe about that there is two types of devotees. One who glorifies Krishna and chant about him, and some rare devotees are who about whom Krishna talks. That he's like that. Yes, Prabhuji. So I want to say like about this.
Okay, thank you. So he is telling that there are some category of devotees who always remember Krishna, but there's another category of devotees where Krishna always remembers them, right? So Sudama was in the second category. That's what you meant to say. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, Jai and Rohit would like to share something. Hare Krishna. I'm not sure whether they're able to hear.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Jai. We are waiting for you. Yes.
Yeah. Krishna's mindset is that happiness is a state of mind that has nothing to do with the external world.
Okay.
Yeah, that is ethics, Prabhuji. So,
Yeah, how do you relate it to Sudama?
sorry?
How do you relate this statement you made to Sudama?
This thing I have studied the thing that mind, each and every that positive verse guidance will be there, that thoughts.
Okay.
That
So,
is that I like to share this thing. That
Acha, from this story, would you like to share something about Krishna Sudama? What point you liked in this story?
yeah, already I have explained Prabhuji, each and every step that it equal to be 100 steps like that, right, Prabhuji?
That one you liked. Okay.
Yeah, that one is very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Jai. Another thing is Krishna took 2 morsels and gave so much to Sudama. So that's special. So when you give something to Krishna, Krishna gives unlimited. So Krishna brought something which was, Sudama brought something which was not with him. So Krishna was thinking, how can I reciprocate? I should give something which I don't have. So, but I have everything. So Krishna was thinking, how can I give him? How can I give him? So indirectly gave him. Instead of giving him straightforward, he gave him indirectly. Because Krishna was also feeling hesitant. Sudama loves me so much. So let me give him indirectly. So another point is, even after Sudama got everything, still he did not forget Krishna. Generally, when difficulties come, people go to Krishna and pray. But when everything is all right, at that time also, Sudama was always remembering Krishna. That is a devotee. In Sukha or Dukkha, a devotee is always remembering Lord. So that's the lesson. Okay. So thank you so much for participating in this. So last 2 days we could not chant. So I was thinking today we can chant. Is it okay? We chant one round. Hare Krishna mantra. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Arshav. Very eager for chanting. So chanting is the main thing. When you chant Hare Krishna, then you come closer to Krishna, especially in this age, Kali Yuga. Okay. So kindly prepare yourselves. You can remember the story of Krishna Sudama and how Sudama loved Krishna. With same kind of love, we can follow to Krishna. And Krishna will also one day come and receive us back to his home, Goloka Vrindavan. So let's chant the mantras. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare